development and a capstone field engagement for the fellows. It is therefore my great pleasure to call on all interested candidates to submit their applications through the official portal at www.healthfellows.ng on or before the 27th day of January 2025. My fellow young Nigerians, the future
Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, Tarabans. You're welcome to SUMTV. And on today on SUMTV, we are having today's politics. Today's politics on SUMTV is the flagship program where we discuss politics. And you know, politics, it's what controls every aspect of society. It's true politics that good governance come. It is true politics that policies are made. So politics is the engine room of governance. And today on today's politics on SUMTV, I have with me a very, very big guest, the person of Chief Gabriel Lenka. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure discussing this politics with you, because it seems that politics is your second. You eat it like you eat pounded jam and egusi soup.
I'm still a student of the politics, because Nigerian politics is a politics that you cannot finish studying.
Yeah. There's a statement I heard from you talk about a Nigerian economy. What do you call it? Like
the worship of the
unknown God. And the politics, I say it is Nigerian politics that really made our economy the worship of an unknown God. And today we look at some stories from the national saying I will also do something from the saying, because they say charity begins at home. So there's no way we'll discuss politics that won't come to Taraba State. And there's a story that broke this morning concerning the defamation case by Chief Fair Babalola and Dele Faroti. This is a case of two brothers, because they are both from Ekiti State. They are two brothers, same profession. They are both lawyers, and they were, as I said, they said they were both obedient during the last election. So people thought maybe their political leanings would make them understand each other. But you know, Ekiti people are people that what they believe in it. I think it played out here. But today, after having a meeting with the Oni of Ife, Obadeyeye Ogunwusi, another prominent Yoruba monarchs, meeting included the chairman of the Ekiti State Council of Traditional Rulers, Oba Yorinde Lori Faboro, the Ewi of Ado Ekiti, Obadeyemo Adejugbe, the Ajero of Igbo Ekiti, and other prominent Ekiti leaders. They spoke to him, and he came out and he said, well, he said the monarchs are here and he has accepted what they have said. He said he was pained by what happened, because he was defamed. He said he has someone that always win his case through legal means and not through illegal means. He also expressed deep thought over Rotimi's accusation that he will not create through corruption. I said despite earlier appeals from Peter Obi, Olusegun Obasanjo, Mati Kuka, but now he has decided to withdraw the case. So what I'm asking now is that, do you think this, with the withdrawal of this case, is good for the judiciary? Is good for the
you see, maybe we need to understand the background of what really happened. And you know, the first thing was that Farouk wrote a book.
Yes.
And in that book, he made some far-reaching allegations. And some of those allegations bordered on corruption, particularly how cases are won in Nigeria. For me, let me start by saying that it is for free that a lot of cases in Nigeria are not won on a clean and clear grounds. Most of the times, you will see that so many things pass under the bridge before cases are won. And that's one of the things that has actually seriously affected our judicial system. A situation in which our judicial system is such that people will have to pay money, people will have to drive their way through. It's not good for us. But we cannot substantively say what Parome said. Farotimi said was exactly the truth, because Chief Afebalola is one of the most renowned lawyers that we know in this country. In fact, one of the very serious senior advocates of Nigeria that we all, even as we were small, you know, is somebody that
we all respect
and we used to hear about him. So, one, of course, it is normal for somebody of that caliber to want to protect his integrity, because if he did not speak out, people will take what Farotimi said as reality and as the truth of the matter. So it is good that he spoke out, but me as a person, I do not believe in using your power and your authority to oppress others. I believe that for me, rather than using police, because I try to listen to both sides. I've heard Farotimi talked about how DSS, how police, how he was being molested, how, you know, they arrested like one a criminal, you know, after he even honored their invitations and stuff like that. I believe that in this country, we must do things in a decent way. We must do things in a decent way. When I say things must be done in a decent way, I actually mean that things must be done obeying the rule of the law. If Afebalola fails, he's a lawyer. Farotimi is a lawyer. What I expected Afebalola to do was to approach a court and maybe sue Farotimi for defamation of character, rather than using the instrumentality of police and all that to intimidate him and put it. And you know what that have done to Farotimi was that me as a person, this me now, before now I didn't know
what was daily Farotimi,
and that his book was not even popular. Do you know that it was after that intimidation that a lot of us went to look for the book?
Definitely. The demand for the book went into the millions of copies immediately.
So you now see that he actually gave Farotimi some level of popularity. Sometimes big men need to understand certain things, that when people walk up to them, sometimes it's not giving them popularity. It was, I think, T.Y. that I was told that somebody was in a gathering and somebody came, was abusing him. And when he was abusing T.Y., there were, of course, as a former military, as a general, people expect that soldiers. You know that we are told that T.Y. said they shouldn't touch the guy. The guy came, abused hell of him, abused and said so many things. Or he told his aides and other of them that they shouldn't touch him. The guy abused and got tired and left. So later people were asking, General, what happened? You allow this guy to say no. He's looking for cheap popularity, and I will not give him. That's true. If TY has reacted, do you know what the media will have carried?
They say he's intimidated, and the guy name will be popular.
The name, General TY arrested. So up to today, we do not know about the name of that man. Nobody among people that, except maybe close relative, because they say somehow it's like the guy related to him. Only maybe few relatives that will remember that the guy actually did this thing. But if TY reacted, so sometimes for our political leaders, it's good to understand certain things. Most especially, it is good to go by the rule of law. If somebody is having issues, is having problems about things like that, the best thing to do is to approach a court of law.
Nigerians are worried. The angles they are worried from. Look at the angle of Afe Babalola and also Dele Farotimi. On the side of Afe Babalola, Nigerians are worried that he is a man of stature. He's a man that we all know is one of the greatest lawyers Nigeria has ever had. Now, his reputation was made by Dele Farotimi in quotes. Should we just let it go? Because now a lot of people will believe that, okay, he won those cases based on his influence on the judges. Don't you think that for the sake of reputation and for the sake of the Nigerian judiciary, they should pursue this case to the logical end, so that tomorrow someone will not come up and say, oh, Farotimi said this and nothing was done about it. If it was you, you are a businessman, you have reputation, you are a publisher, you are your own businesses. If someone makes such allegations against you, will you forgive the person and let go, or you will approach the court and ensure that law comes out and it brings evidence, and if it brings, it faces the consequence?
Yeah, that's what we're saying. For me, that's why I say this is not a police case. That's the point I'm making. It is not a DSS case. It is not a police case. If somebody depart your character, the best to do under our law is to approach a court of competent jurisdiction. You approach the court of competent jurisdiction and let the court decide. If the side finding corporates that your character was actually different, the law has what the punishment of that kind should be.
But now that he says he's going to withdraw the case, don't you think the judiciary should set up an inquiry to look into that case? It became one of the biggest stories of 2024. I know the judiciary already have a bad reputation in the eyes of some people. Do you think the judiciary should set up a committee to look at this matter and check the veracity of Dele Farotimi's claims that, you know, he said the case was compromised even up to the Supreme Court? Don't you think the judiciary needs to set up a committee?
Yes, I believe that judiciary need to claim his own name. And you see, that's why at the beginning I say that most of the times we all know that these things are secret truth, or I don't know how to say.
Yes.
They are the things that we know happens, but we pretend as if they don't happen. So what I'm saying invariably is that we need to, if some of these allegations are true, there's nothing wrong to ensure that those that are involved face the wrath of the law.
And if it's not true, the person that laid the allegation should face
the wrath of the law.
Now, this takes us, if you are Dele Farotimi and you went through this intimidation, your name was, now some people will say he's a liar, he lied against Afe Babalola. Will you accept this peace offering? Will you accept the case to just go like that? Or you will act that you want to prove yourself?
If, you know, for me, what I want is not even the issue of whether the case should be withdrawn. What I want is that the right thing should be done, because we Nigerians are used to burying issues and not solving issues. We are lying to say, oh, forgive this man, may not even solve the problem.
It will not.
The publication is there. It has gone viral by the action they have taken. It is good because also, hope you know that this thing is not affecting only
Yes.
Justices of Supreme Court are involved.
Lagos State
judiciaries are involved. In fact, former Chief Justice of Nigerians are involved.
And even lawyers under Afe Babalola, and so even a lawyer that is the Attorney General of Lagos State was involved in the case then.
So this is involved. Even if we want to look at it from the eyes of let's look at how to handle it. But I believe that there is a need to actually set up a commission of inquiry into this issue.
Definitely.
Who knows if such inquiry is set? Some people, even apart from Rotimi, some may even be willing to come and testify and give evidence. So what if what he's alleging is true? Is that how we're going to bury it? So what I'm saying invariably is that 1, 2, 3 things I want us to understand as far as this matter is concerned. Number 1, the use of police, DSF, to intimidate is wrong. Under this situation, the best thing to do is to approach a court of competent jurisdiction to look at this issue. And if he has a proof, if Rotimi has a proof, he should prove it.
Now, finally, let me add something. I looked at the caliber of people that went to meet Afe Babalola and asked him to withdraw case. The first was Peter Obi.
Yes.
Went to meet him. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, Reverend Matthew Kuka, the Oni of Ife, and almost all the traditional rulers in Ekiti State. These are people who are mighty men in society, people who are supposed to hold justice and truth, and all they should be worried about the reputation of the judiciary. But they are asking that these matters should be resolved as a family trend. Don't you think these are the same people that should be asking that there should be a commission into this matter and shed light to it?
Yeah, you see, that's why I said we Nigerians will like burying things rather than digging into. Yeah, if it's in another country, for instance, this revelation comes up, they want to get to the root of the matter.
It's only to other investigations.
Yes,
different cases.
That is why we are where we are as a country.
Definitely.
So our leaders are not helping issues. So I believe that it can be resolved, but that should not stop us from knowing whether this matter is the reality or not the reality. Because if not, what it means is that because everybody, it has been a outcry.
Yeah.
One of the words we know today is corruption in judiciary. Have you not been seeing that?
Yes.
Have you not been hearing it?
Yes.
It's a common phenomenon. It has become a common phenomenon that everybody will say
judiciary is corrupt.
Judiciary is corrupt. Judiciary is corrupt. Somebody have written a book in which he alleged judiciary of some high-level corruption. So if that's the case, people have been saying judiciary is corrupt. This is the right thing, an opportunity for judiciary to exonerate themselves of any form of corruption.
Well, like the Chief Olayinka said, this is the opportunity for the judiciary to exonerate themselves. This is the opportunity for Chief Afe Babalola to regain his reputation as a topmost lawyer, and this is the opportunity for Dele Farotimi to prove that yes, he is a truth speaker. But we've not heard from Dele Farotimi. We don't know if you agree that the case should be withdrawn or if he will not agree. So until then,
if we look at previous, Farotimi has insisted
that the case must go.
That he has not backed out on what he has said.
And he even went as far as saying he has asked nobody to plead on his behalf.
Yes, he has insisted that what he said is true.
It's true.
So for me, even for the man who made allegation, keep insisting that what he's saying and he has not backed up is a more reason why the matter needs to be digged into.
Yeah. Well, let us look forward to what Farotimi will say, and other cases involved apart from the Afe Babalola, the other individuals. Let us see if they withdraw the case, and we are sure that on SUMTV we'll keep you posted on these issues. While we're done with that for now, let us go to the other one. You know, we've been talking about insecurity in Nigeria. We saw how the Boko Haram insurgents, how they killed the GOC of a division or a battalion in Borno State. We've seen how they've been decimating the military, villages have been ransacked. And we know what is happening, what has been happening in Kaduna State, kidnapping, the communal clashes, the farmer clashes. And so back, the governor said they had an agreement, a ceasefire agreement with the criminals. And some still came back to wreak havoc. Now the present governor of Kaduna State, Uba Sani, said he has decided to look at this issue from a non-kinetic way, to negotiate and enter into a peace pact with the terrorists. And he said it has yielded some results. Do you think it is proper to negotiate with terrorists? If you feel, well, it may bring peace, do you think it is proper? Don't you think this will make the terrorists feel that, well, they have all the power in the world and they have to be bent?
You know, me as a person, I don't support negotiating terrorists. Because you see, some of these, particularly religious extremists, is an ideology.
Yeah.
When you are dealing with somebody who have an ideology, no matter how much you negotiate with him, such person will not change. So, for me, we are only prosecuting the evil days. Yeah, it may work in a temporary, it can be a temporary measure. Just look at it all over the world. Have you ever seen any terrorists which have been negotiated with and eventually the terrorists cease operation? It hasn't worked anywhere.
It's only temporary reprieve, and yes, they use that period to regroup.
So for me, I do not support what Kaduna State governor did. He's trying to negotiate with terrorists, because this is only a temporary measure. It's true, they may leave some of the things they're doing for a while, but they will come back.
Let's look at what he said. He said, he said in an interview, he explained that the peace initiative follows 6 months of dialogue and involved no financial incentives. He also said, if one person were to be killed in Kaduna, it is better for me to have peace pact. He emphasized that through this initiative, approximately 200 captives were freed by the terrorists as part of the agreement. I remember sometime last year, towards the end of last year, one of the repentant terrorist bandits helped to kill another bandit who didn't want to repent. So probably is looking at these little gains that it could be a temporary reprieve for them before the temporary reprieve. Because again, do you realize that these governors don't have control over the security? So probably they feel their hands are tied. So maybe those are some of the reasons why they have this pact with these terrorists.
Yeah, you see, the issue looking at is very, very. You see, I'm not saying that method cannot bring a temporary relief. What I'm saying is that it's not a permanent solution to terrorism. Because sometimes also, most of the times, what we'll hear or what we're told may not be exactly what's is happening. He has come to tell us that no financial involvement. If money change hands, me and you may not.
No. After all, the security votes are not easier. The amount of money get for security votes is not disclosed, so we don't know what went out of 120.
So, yeah, if on a temporary measure you use it to free captivity, it's done. We have even had, even in the war terrorism, we have had exchange of prisoners, you know, where you negotiate and exchange prisoners under situation. It happens. These are all measures that happen. But the point I'm making is that even as we are looking at these temporary measures, we need to look for a lasting solution to our security problem. Do we keep doing this? Because you see, terrorists are like this. If they are kidnapped now, probably maybe got some money. Because for me, it could be very difficult for terrorists to release 100 people for no
financial inducement.
Even if it's not financial. You know, there are several
inducements, yes.
Maybe some of their men
will be released.
Maybe there will be some offer of appointment or something. That could be something.
Yes.
So what they do usually temporarily is that they will do that, enjoy those benefits.
Yes.
And after a while, they'll go back again, kidnap another people again, and looking for another settlement. And
you know, most of them are not businessmen. Yes. So they get this money, they spend, after some time, they've spent what they have, their account is deleting, they begin to look for ways to kidnap again. And sometimes, I think they do these things in order to come out, enjoy a little of their wealth before they go back. And again, you know, when in the bush, they don't really have access to information, free information. I've seen cases whereby it's just receive that ceasefire in order for them to be part of civilization and use it to even recruit more people. I've seen cases whereby they will come, they become even chiefs in a village. There's a case whereby someone was made something Fulani in order for him to bring peace.
Where terrorists were given a chieftaincy title and security was surrounding and providing security at the event.
He later went back to the bush after some years. He started collecting this tax from them. So the thing is, now where I'm just keep asking, where do you start from? You know, before we say, well, it is Boko Haram. Now we don't even know. There is no central leadership to this madness. It is complete madness. Where do we start from? Is it I'm sure it's no longer either farmer clashes, because you see these people, you don't even see them with a cow any longer, because someone that can get 100 million kidnapped, does he need any cow? He doesn't need to. What he needs is God. How do we solve this issue?
We said that I think it was in the morning, during the morning show, we said there must be an holistic approach. Rather than there must be a national dialogue. Because people are angry, people are hungry. There must be a national dialogue. We need to sit down on the round table and talk about some of these things. Because you see, as a country, the people have different grudges and different agitations. It is time for us to look at some of these agitations and come to a round table. There could be a national amnesty. Yes. We have had a situation to some extent. The level of involvement at the Niger Delta has reduced drastically.
It has. As a matter of fact, those that enjoy the amnesty are part of the people protecting our national assets there, the pipelines and the rest of them.
So you will see, in fact, you will say that southwest and southeast, the Enugu,
IPOB,
this other side is more volatile than even Niger Delta now.
Yes, the southeast is more volatile than the south is now just peaceful. What we have there is just the normal crime of cultists.
So rather than this selective negotiation, we can have what is called national amnesty. The president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces can look at the different agitations across the country and declare a national amnesty.
But in some cases, it seems there are some the hand of some foreign powers with these powers.
You see some of these.
Look at the NGOs, the way they come, they rent places for 20 years. Are they expecting war for 20 years? Because you begin to wonder.
You see, one thing sometimes you need to understand is that somebody is producing weapons.
Definitely.
And that is his business. How will he sell the weapons if there are no crises in some places?
Definitely.
So that's why I said you must look at what worked for you. So what I'm saying about national amnesty is that if the government declared and said, okay, first of all, identify the different challenges and problems across different parts of this country and declare a national amnesty. Tell people that, okay, we want to give people opportunity to lay down their weapons and do this. You can establish different committees at different regions, maybe people of integrity that they can trust.
Yes.
That government is not faking it, or government is not using it
for political reasons.
So you can look at that maybe in the northeast, in the northwest, in the north central, in the south, in the southwest, in the southeast. So if you are able to do that and you look at it from that angle and that perception, then you can now declare a national amnesty and now see those who are set, those who and all that. Part of it also is that sometimes you may have to release some people even from prison.
Definitely.
I am one of the people that advocates that somebody like Nnamdi Kanu can be given pardon and declare amnesty. Let them be willing to submit and submit their weapons. After you have now done this, anybody that now come back later to want to try anything, it can now be fired for fire.
I think it worked in the Niger Delta.
Yes.
You see that it is the same militants that have been used now to curb insecurity.
Yes.
Because they know what is going on. They are the ones that have been involved in this. I think that would be a very good one. But should there be monetary inducements attached to it?
No, in terms of national amnesty, there is no money inducement. Rather, what you can do is rehabilitation. Some of those people who come to submit their weapons and all that, you can reintegrate them. Because these are people who are used to money, who are used to, so you can look at something for them to do. I remember during that amnesty, some of those within the creek were even sent abroad. Some of them were trained in some they were given livelihood. They were able to start their life again. So that's what you do under this situation. Not giving people raw cash, but reintegrating them back to the society and giving them another life to live and giving them opportunity to become somebody better as far as the society is concerned. That's what you do under this situation.
Now let me introduce Nigeria to this conversation, because it seems you are talking as if you are no longer in Nigeria. Let me introduce Nigeria. Now, general amnesty, everybody submit your weapons, we are going to retrain you. I'm in charge of the committee. I bring the name of my brothers, my sisters, and I fix it in. And when the time comes to send them for the training and the integration, the name of my brother and my sister, that it happened in the Niger Delta. Later, we started hearing stories that these are not even the real militants. That some were just children of politicians, relatives of politicians who were told, go and get a dengon. You submit the dengon and your name is fixed into the amnesty program. Don't you think that the Nigeria factor will also play out, whereby those that are really involved will be swept aside and politicians will take over the process.
Yeah, you see, all these are possibilities. This is Nigeria. You know, we have said again and again that Nigeria is Nigerian situation is the worship of an unknown God. Because the more you think you see, the less actually you are going to see. So, but these are possibilities. But that does not mean that we may not still have genuine people. This is something that is going to be announced nationwide. So it means that those who will definitely embrace, they will have opportunity to embrace. And it's going to be made public. We make it public in such a way that people that come to submit their weapons and all that, they are captured, the people know that these are people that have come and do this and do that and do that in the eyes of people. But that does not mean that there may not be sabotage. But if with proper planning, the level and of sabotage can be reduced.
And I think it will also be an opportunity for them to capture their biometrics.
Yes.
If you capture their biometrics, then you begin to use their facial, their thumbprints, their names. So now that they can capture into the data bank, they can be monitored and traced. I think, Chief, this your idea seems good, but the thing is that there are a lot of good ideas there out there that will profile every day on SUMTV here. Our prayer is that someone out there is listening, and we know they are listening, but do they have the political will to put it into action? That is what we don't know. So I would say you really done well. You've given us a new phrase that Nigeria is like serving the unknown God.
It's like the
worship of the unknown God. Where it is quite hilarious. It is quite revealing. So now, I will please excuse me. We're going to have a guest in the studio. The information just got to us that concerning the university situation. So please, we have to excuse you. We have some important guests, and I know everybody is waiting up for this. It's concerning the strike, the strike at Taraba State University. So stay tuned while we allow you for live leave. I will bring some new guests to the studio. Don't go away, to be quite interesting and informative.
Of our great nation is in your capable hands, under the leadership of His Excellency President Tinubu. Rise to the call of your country and be a powerful catalyst for the change that we collectively seek in the health sector. Take your place in navigating our nation to its great destiny, and don't miss this chance to make a difference in Nigeria's health sector. Apply now. May God bless you. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And may God bless our President and strengthen him as he carries this important work forward. Thank you.
Taraba State. Date 15th February 2025. Venue The Significant Place Chapel.
Adjacent State Secretariat. Former Mobile Links. Abuja Phase 1. Jalingo, Taraba State.
Admission starts at 1 p.m. and the main event begins at 2 p.m. Don't forget, admission is free.
Featuring insightful session on crop farming, agro-processing, value chain development, animal farming, and dry season farming.
With top facilitators including Dr. Hope Dauda Gaina, Mr. Godfrey Tafida, Honorable Zeno Hassan Meikaswa, Chief Gabriel Olayinka, and Mr. Waziri Aaron Anthony.
Don't miss this opportunity to unlock economic growth. See you there.
yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my old ways. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Goodbye yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my old ways. Praise the Lord, I've been born again. Goodbye yesterday. I'm living in the light of a new day. I won't waste another minute in my own ways. Goodbye yesterday. I'm living in the light.
Important unions in Nigeria. As we all know, since last year, the Taraba State University various unions went on strike based on some unfavorable working conditions that the conditions they were working on. And on December 22nd, 2024, National Academic Staff Union, the non-academic staff union of Taraba State University, went on strike considering some conditions that they were working on that was not favorable to their members. But today, we are here to bring you good news, good tidings, that the issue has been resolved. And with me in the studio today are two members of the union in the person of Comrade Musa N. Ikpenyen, the chairman NASU TSU. You are welcome, Comrade.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir. And on my right is Comrade Danladi Bala David, Secretary NASU TSU. You are welcome, sir.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Well, it's my pleasure to see you here, that you're bringing good tidings, because our students, the students of Taraba State University, which is I would say is the flagship state institution in Taraba State, they have long awaited for the returning back to academic activities. And here we are today. So let us just go through on January 22, December 22, 2024, you joined ASU and SANU to embark on the strike. But now the strike action has been altered and has been called off. And from the information you have here, some of the issues resolved are this implementation of the new national minimum wage. We have the constitution of the University Governing Council. We have outstanding salaries and allowances. That one is always something I like to pronounce very, very much. The pension scheme, the earned administrative allowances, the promotion arrears, suspension of strike actions, and so these 7 items have been resolved. Mr. Chairman, is it true that these items have been resolved?
Actually, these items outlined today, 27 January 2025, in our Congress meeting held this morning. These items agreed, MOA has been signed, and this issue resolved.
Oh, that is great. And
the strike has been suspended.
The strike has been suspended. Okay, now that the strike has been suspended, are we going to see full academic activities returning back to, and administrative activities returning back to the state university?
Exactly. Immediately as we suspended this strike, we call upon our esteemed members, all our comrades, far and near, that the strike has been suspended. So everybody should return to his duty post. And we make sure you should be punctual and remain in your duty post, so that we want to see a better service delivery. Because this time around, it is not business as usual. Everybody must mount the pressure and make sure that you deliver accordingly, because the governor, in his tireless effort with this economy situation, it has affected the whole world, but he has put in his best. And for me to rate this governor in all the governors in Taraba State, when the Taraba State University was created, I think this is the best, because the man has shown the love to the staff of Taraba State University by putting in his best within the short periods of less than a month. all these 7 issues that has been pressing us, that has been the big masquerade that is eating us in the university. But today these issues are put aside. We say congratulations to our Excellency, the Executive Governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abukefas. Congratulations to the Vice Chancellor, Taraba State University, Professor Sunday Bako, and also the Ministry of Tertiary Education, Professor Nicholas. All these wouldn't have achieved without their effort. We want to say congratulations to all of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade. Comrade, as the Secretary of NASU, I know you took place in the negotiations. Since you run the secretariat, now how did government receive you people? Did they make this negotiation hard for you, or they were ready to receive you, and maybe probably that was what led to the quick resolution of the matter?
First of all, I'd like to appreciate our viewers. I want to thank the team of this media for giving us this opportunity to speak to the public.
Thank you.
Frankly speaking, the government, the university management team are so impressed in our dialogue, in our daily meeting with them. They gave us all ears. They gave us all the support needed whenever we meet for any dialogue. That is why at the end of it, today we have a positive result, and the strike finally is being suspended. That's all I can say now.
Okay, so as it stands now, all members of NASU Taraba State Union have agreed to the suspension of this strike.
Yes. Exactly, because when we receive this approval from the national body,
okay, the national body has approved the suspension
of the strike, then we, in our Congress meeting today, also agreed to suspend the strike. So that means all our members, every part of the state, outside the university community, today, they are duty post. So we want to also appreciate our national body for granting us this opportunity to press home for our local demands. And today is a story. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay, yes, and once again, I would like to ask this simple question: is it that all these 7 items have been fulfilled, or they are in the process of being fulfilled, or they are promises?
Yes, there are some that the government try to, in their own wisdom, to tackle them head on, more especially that the issue of the national minimum wage, which it is fully implemented in TSU, and even the arrears was paid on to the university management, and then we received the November and December new national minimum wage. Then secondly, the issue of the administrative and allowance, the government reason with us, and also consider the position of the government. They have paid 10% of the total amount, and which they have promised out that the template for the payment of the remaining 90% will be finalized possibly the first week of February. And then also the issue of pension scheme, which was a very big present issue in the university, and we have also keyed into the government state defined pension scheme, and this is the one that the government and these universities have agreed to enroll the staff. So we believe in not distant time, because it's up to 70% completion. So we believe as the governing council will be on board, because very soon they will be inaugurated. When they came on board, all these issues will be resolved, because it must pass through some legislative and administrative process. And I believe very soon, not distant time, this issue will be set aside.
Okay, so as it stands now, those that can be tackled early on were tackled, and those that require processes, the machinery is in place. So, so before you go, I would like you to once again, okay, let me hear from the secretary again. Once again, I want you to tell us if with this now we shouldn't expect any strike in the nearest future. If these promises are kept to.
Yes, I would like to say that with the commitment of the government and the management of the university, if they keep to their word, I don't think we are going to have any strike in the nearest future. Only if the area where we have promises is not tackled well. But with the little things done by the grace of God and with the MOA, Memorandum of Action, signed with the management and the Ministry of Tertiary Education, if those items are followed judiciously, I don't think we are going to have any strike in the near future.
Okay. Comrade Chairman, what is your final words for Tarabans?
My final word to Tarabans is that our students, they should feel free. Let them return to school and study their books very well. They should study their books, and we as a staff will do our work. Then we are also appealing to the state governments, please, those areas that they promised to fulfill, those areas that has been issue in the university, they should please look at it and then resolve this issue. And then the management of the university, they should also fulfill their own promise so that Taraba State University can run academic programs, activities 5 to 10 years without any strike. I think that is my prayer. And my also prayer goes to His Excellency. May Almighty God guide him and give him the grace and the wisdom. As he's supporting the university, we should sustain this message. And I believe we'll give him our best. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. With me in the studio is Comrade Musa Ikpenye, Chairman NASU TSU. Thank you, Comrade Ikpenye. And also here with me is Comrade Danladi Baladevi, Secretary NASU TSU. Thank you for coming.
It's my pleasure, sir.
So that is it from NASU at Taraba State University chapter, and they've called off the strike and they're happy with the way government has resolved the issue. So the people of Taraba, the students of Taraba, they are assuring us that there is no more rift between the government and the unions, and we should expect a seamless academic section in Taraba State University. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.